adults, it's Miss Consuela here again with another Friday cooking activity. This week we're going to make a dish that starts with the letter N. This is naan. Naan is a Indian style flatbread that you can eat with lots of different dishes. You can flavor it lots of different ways. Today we're going to flavor it with garlic butter, and we're going to eat it with Chana Masala. I'm going to post my recipe for Chana Masala separately, and you can make it if you want to. If not, you can pretty much eat naan with anything, or you can just eat it by itself as a fun snack. So naan is really fun to make because we get to use yeast. Can you hear that? That has yeast inside, and yeast makes the bread dough go from really small to expand and get nice and airy, and it's really fun to cook with it. So we're going to show you how to do the first step here. We are going to combine warm water. This is my warm water. And some honey. In other recipes, you would use sugar. In this recipe, we use honey. Honey has sugar in it. So I've got this honey measured out, and I'm gonna pour that in there. Yum, yum, yum. I love to eat honey by itself, especially if I have a cough. I'll just eat a big spoonful of honey, and it makes my throat feel better. Let's get all that out. And now I'm going to whisk the honey and the warm water together, because when we have sugary warm water, that is what yeast uses to grow. Yeast is alive. It's like good bacteria. So how plants and flowers take water and sunlight and they turn it into oxygen for us to breathe, yeast will take the water and sugar, and yeast will make a gas too. And we use that gas to make our bread rise. Okay, I think that's stirred up pretty good. You guys want to see? So it's kind of, can you see that? It's yellow, and it's not sticking anymore. When I first poured it in, my whisk stuck to the bottom of the bowl, but now it's not sticking. It's sort of smooth. So now I'm gonna put in, okay. Now I'm gonna put in the yeast. Do you wanna see what it looks like? Here, I'll put it in my hand first so you can see. See? Kind of cool, huh? Is that focusing a little bit? Kind of. It's like really, really small. Come on, camera, focus. You can do it. Ah, there. Do you see that? It's so teeny tiny. I'm going to put that in. So I'm going to pour the yeast in. Ooh, that's a lot of yeast. That might be too much. We'll see. All right, you see that, guys? It smells good. It smells very bready. Okay. Now I'm gonna give it a little stir so that the yeast can get the water and the sugary honey. And I'm just gonna let that sit for 5 minutes so the yeast can activate. When the yeast is active, it's going to look like it's kind of foamy at the top and still beige. Here's what it looks like right now. So you can see some of the yeast. Ooh, it's already starting to activate a little bit. Mostly it looks sort of muddy, but a little bit like clear, like you can kind of see through it. It's not quite opaque and foamy where you cannot see it through it anymore. But in 5 minutes, hopefully it will be covered in foam. That's what we want to see. So I'll see you then. Hi, Colts. And back here, it has been about 8 minutes. And I just wanted to let it get good and foamy. You guys want to see what my yeast looks like? Here we go. Look at that. Oh, look at those foamy boys. They are ready to get cooking. You want to know what it smells like? It smells real bad. It smells awful. That's yeast. Okay. So I'm going to get my blender with the dough hooks. If you don't have a blender with dough hooks, I think you can just blend it with a wooden spoon. I'm going to use this because I want the video to be kind of short. I've been making a lot of really long videos. I know that's hard. It's hard for you guys to watch a really long video. So I am going to plug in my blender. Oops, wrong button. That's the release button. This is the blend button. Okay, so we are going to gradually, which means a little bit at a time, gradually add flour, yogurt, salt, baking powder, and egg. So let's start with some of the flour. I'm going to start with the wet ingredients. Okay. Yogurt. Go on. Plop that in there. All right, whisk, help me out here. There's the yogurt. And now the salt and the baking powder and the egg. Let's give that a little bit of a mix before we add our flour. Oh, looks pretty good. Oh, that was sideways. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. Well, sticking a little bit on the dough hooks. That's normal. My dough, let me show you guys what it looks like now. Okay. Just trying to pick it up. It's sticky. It is a sticky boy. Come here. Ooh. All right. The dough is still very sticky. I feel like it could use more flour. Unfortunately, I ran out of flour. I need to go to the store. Okay, so kind of sticky. You do want it to be a little sticky, but maybe not quite this sticky. So we are going to shape it into a ball, which is like, yeah, that's probably as good as it's going to get. And then after we shape it into a ball, we are going to put cooking spray or oil on your bowl, and we're going to grease the bowl, and then we're going to put the ball in the bowl and cover it with a damp towel, because the yeast is going to continue to release gas. It's going to keep taking the sugar from the honey, and it's going to eat it up, and it's going to release gas, and it's going to make the bread ball get bigger. So we're going to let the yeast make the bread rise, which means release gas, so it gets bigger. We're going to have the yeast make the bread rise for an hour before we continue cooking. So I'm going to get my cooking spray. You can just use oil if you want to. I'm going to use Pam. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to get my ball. I really need more flour. This might not end up very good. Okay, I'm going to form a ball as best as I can. I've got to get more flour. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see what I can find. So, I have my dough in this greased bowl. My dough is there. It's not exactly a ball, but you know, you work with what you got. I have this wet towel that I'm going to put on top. That's going to keep the dough from getting dried out. I'm going to keep a nice, warm, moist environment that yeast really like. That's why our water is warm. When we put it in, we added in the honey, so it would have sugar. And now it's mixed up into the dough along with other ingredients like the flour, the gluten. It's going to use, the yeast is going to eat up the sugar, eat up the gluten. It's going to drink in the water. It's going to love the warm, moist air, and it's going to grow. It's going to make gas, and it's going to make our dough rise. So in an hour, our dough is going to be bigger than it was before. Let's take another look so that we can remember. So that's what our dough looks like now. Wish I had a ruler, I don't. And then in an hour, it's going to be even bigger, and we're going to continue cooking with it. So I'll see you in an hour. Hi Colts. So part of making our naan is to make garlic butter. So we're going to, it's really, really simple. We're just going to get a 1/4 cup of butter, which is half of a stick, and put it in a little sauce pot. And then we're gonna get some garlic. You can mince fresh garlic, but I'm just going to use jarred garlic to make it easier. And I'm gonna grab the equivalent of about 3 cloves. So that's 1 teaspoon of that, 2 teaspoons, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, a little tiny bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna heat this up. And that's going to melt the butter. And as the butter melts, it's going to cook the garlic. Watch that butter melt. So the butter's melting and it's cooking the garlic. And we're actually just gonna melt the butter and let it cook for about 2 minutes. Probably not even that long. This is going to have, the butter is going to absorb the garlic oils, and so the butter is going to taste really garlicky. So we're actually not even going to keep the garlic. Ooh, do you see that brown on the side? That's the butter burning. This might have gotten a little too hot, a little too fast. Okay, so you can see my butter is melted. I'm lowering the temperature so that it's got kind of a slower simmer because the butter is done cooking. We don't want the butter to cook anymore because then it'll burn. So I'm just going to let the butter absorb the garlic oil so it tastes really yummy. So this has been cooking for about 2 minutes. Ooh, look at that frothy, yummy butter. we are going to save our garlic infused butter, but we don't want the garlic itself. So I'm going to catch the garlic with this strainer and keep the butter. And we're just going to let that butter all come out. Come on, butter. Look at that. Don't need that garlic anymore. Maybe I'll save it for the Chana Masala. So here is our garlic infused butter. Smell it. It smells good. I'm telling the Colts to smell. All right, so whenever we start cooking our naan, we're going to brush that special garlic butter on top of the naan, and then we're going to cook it in this pan, and we're going to brush more on the back of it. So it's going to have the garlic infused butter on both sides of it. And that's going to be our next step. So in about 20 minutes, when our naan is done rising from the yeast, is when we're going to finish making it. Okay, see you then. Hi, Colts. What do you say? Okay, so let's check in on our naan. It has been rising for 1 hour. Let's see what it looks like now. Whoa. It's really big. What do you think? What do you think about the smell, Robert? Does it smell really good? No. No. I don't love the smell.
But I'm like, I almost threw up.
Oh, come on. So, it still smells like yeast. It doesn't smell as bad as it did earlier. And anyway, whenever we cook it, we're going to be using garlic butter. So don't you worry about the smell. It's going to end up being just fine. Okay, so we're going to get this dough out. Give me your hands. Did you have that thumb in your mouth? No? Okay.
Ew.
Hopefully this will keep us from getting really sticky hands. Taking out
Yeah,
my dough.
Whoa.
Look at that. It's kind of making a crinkly noise because that yeast made all these little bubbles. Okay.
I tried.
Now we are going to cut this into 8 pieces. So I'm kind of, oh, Colts, you can't really see very well what I'm doing here. They can see it fine. It is sideways though. But now you can see. So I'm going to kind of divide this. Don't worry, Robert, you'll get a chance. Don't worry. Okay. That's divided into half. I have it in 2 pieces, so it's half. Now each of these pieces.
So I have my turn now.
Okay. Divide that into half.
I wish this
No, divide it into half.
I wish this was...
Come on, Robert. Okay, here we go. You really don't like the smell. Okay,
Mom,
so now...
By the way, this happened to our hands.
It's okay. So now it's in 4 pieces. Hang on, Robert. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need it in 8 pieces. So each of these pieces, I'm going to break into little pieces. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Wait, did I break them all? 4, 5, oh, a little sticky, 6, and then this one is going to be 7 and 8.
Mom, let me hold the 8.
Here you go. You hold that. Now this one, I'm going to kind of try to, my fingers.
Lumpy. Hey, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Can I keep this one?
No.
I don't want it in 8 pieces. I want it in 7 pieces.
Okay, I'm kind of working each ball, kneading it a little bit. Now I'm going to roll this out. I'm going to use a rolling pin to flatten it so that it's about 1/4 inch thick. Here's my rolling pin. It's pretty thick.
Can I try, Mom?
Oh my. So sticky.
Can I try?
Not yet. I'm still working on this one, baby.
And I'm still smushing this one. Ooh, so soft. Feel it, Colts? Just kidding, they can't feel it. I know you can't feel it. You don't have to. Ooh. Just pretend you're feeling it.
Okay, now it's about 1/4 inch thick. So that one is ready to go.
For what, pizza?
No, it's naan.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so
Oh
Robert.
no! It's fine.
All right, so
Lumpy, lumpy.
I'm gonna get some wax paper, and I'm gonna put these down on the wax paper so that we can cook them. Well, let me lift this up. Ooh, there's my naan. Okay, go ahead. Here you go.
Okay. We're supposed to do it right here so you don't get rolled over.
Good job.
I really know how to do it, Mom.
Yeah. Can you push a little harder so that it's thinner?
I can't.
It's okay. Woohoo! Get all the way to the edge. There you go. There. Good job. Okay. That one.
Let me see if my lumpy.
You got it? Hey, there's Robert's naan. Don't roll it up again. All right, so there's Robert's. His is ready to go. Okay, so now we have the naan all rolled out, and we're going to go coat it in garlic butter and cook it. All right, hi Colts. We are back. We're at the stove and we're ready to cook our naan. So this is heating up on about medium high. This is probably something that just the parents will want to do. But if you want to include your Colt, you can. As long as you talk about how the pan's going to be hot and the stove's going to be hot. It's all going to be hot. So make sure you don't touch anything with your fingertips. Unless you're my abuela, then you can, apparently. So we're going to use a fork to flip the bread. Now I've got my garlic butter that we made earlier. And it's all... Okay, so we're going to put our infused garlic butter on the naan. If you have a pastry brush, use that. I can't find mine, so I'm just gonna use my fingers. So let's get my fingers all buttery, and I'm gonna brush the top of this naan with it, because sometimes that's just how it goes. Sometimes you don't have enough flour, sometimes you can't find your pastry brush. You just work with what you got. Okay, now I'm going to put this in the pan. And let's let's wait about a minute. So if you want to practice counting to 60, you can. If you want to set a timer, you can do that too. I set my timer for 55 because I don't really know how long this will take. I've never made naan from scratch before. Before I've bought the dough and then just cooked the dough. But this, making it at home, is my first time. I see it's getting a little bubbly. You guys come see. Do you see these big bubbles? I think that is from the baking powder making the dough rise. Just like in our cakes, just like in our Irish soda bread. No wait, we didn't have baking powder in Irish soda bread. Those bubbles are gonna get really big. There we go. Oh yeah, and right now we're supposed to be putting butter on the other side, so I'm gonna do that. Oh, it's been 55 seconds. Should I flip it over now? After I get butter on it? Let's, alright, let's flip it, see what it looks like. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Look at that. A little bit brown, golden, and nice looking. I guess 60 seconds is about right. Let's try that again. Ooh, and that garlic butter cooking, it's gonna be good. Okay. I wonder if for the next naan, I can try flipping the pan with my hands. That's how I make pancakes, because I don't use a spatula to flip them, I just... Should I try it? You know what's really funny is when you're trying to flip a pancake and you drop it. And it gets all over you. It's on your feet, on the floor, sometimes in your hair. I've done that. Alright, let me get a paper towel. Alright. I don't think that's cooked all the way. My naan might be too thick. Actually, I think that was just right. I think it was okay. Alright, let's try the next one. Ooh, doing this with not enough flour is kind of challenging. Alright, here we go. Got the naan there ready. Gonna put on some garlic butter. And peel that off. That doesn't look very good. Let's see what happens. I don't know what to say, man. I just didn't have enough flour. They might all look like that. Except for the first one. I don't know. It looks like a little funny because it's got holes in it, but it still looks good. I'm gonna add the next piece. My pan is big enough that I can add more. Okay. Here we go. Are we ready? Give it a little shake. Now, got it. Ooh. It got a little bit burnt, so I lowered the timer to 45 seconds, and I'm lowering the heat a little bit. Smells so good. Yeah, this part's definitely for parents. I don't know if I want a kiddo put their fingers in there like I just did. Just want to flip. Oop. Oh, too hard. Not hard enough. Too hard. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put butter on this next boy. Pick them up. Our naan is finished and still pretty hot, but I like to try it. So I'm gonna grab one from the middle. It's not quite so hot. See what it looks like. Open it up a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Light and fluffy. Still steamy. That is good naan. Oh, the garlic butter tastes so good on it. Camera, what are you doing? Honestly, it's so good by itself. This is just a nice snack to have. But I'm gonna make some chana masala, which is a pretty popular, I'd say it's like comfort food, like Indian comfort food. It's gonna be a really quick recipe video. It's not gonna be an intense, like how to do cooking techniques. I'm just gonna show you the ingredients and pop it in there and just to share my recipe for it. If you don't have garam masala, I'm going to show you the different flavors that go into it so you can sort of approximate it. But you can find garam masala at a lot of stores. I think HEB sells it in bulk. You can just buy a big old bag of it if you wanted to. But yeah, I'll post that video to go along with this. And if you just want to eat the naan by itself, dude, go for it. It's really good. Well, I'll see you next week. Bye.